Kronos, and we are here to play Commander's Attack of the Genos. Now, before I get started, I want to say that Des is hopefully going to be here shortly joining us, but she's having some technical difficulties, and that is really quite unfortunate because I need her right now. I wanted to bring Des in because I have a hard time making sure that the stream has enough audio content from the streamer to make sure that it's entertaining and interesting. I'm just going to get engrossed in playing the game and forget to talk about stuff, and so she'll help me keep the conversation going when she gets here. In the meantime, I want to get started with a couple of heads up. First, I've had a really long week at work, so I'm extraordinarily tired. So, since I'm going to be playing a strategy game here, if I make any poor decisions, I'm totally going to blame that poor decision either on the fact that I have to be talking about this, or on the fact that I'm tired. Second is that I made the really poor decision of having a beer with dinner right before we went live as well, so I can always blame the alcohol as well. So basically, I have a lot of excuses for why tonight's stream is just not going to go 100%. I have technical difficulties, my partner's not here, I'm tired, and there's alcohol involved. Actually, it sounds like a pretty good time, and I hope that that's what it's going to be. Let me talk about what Commander's Attack of the Genos is first and why I got it. As you can see here from the splash screen, it's got this, late 1920s, early 1930s Art Deco vibe to it. It's kind of like Skylanders and the... no, not Skylanders. Sky Captain in the World Tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking of. Sky Captain in the World Tomorrow, you've got this shadowy spy figure in there, and then there are these robots. So it's got a War of the Worlds thing going on, too, and even the long-legged vehicle over there sort of ties into that. So this game has a real vibe to it there, and it's a style that actually appeals to me a great deal. I thought that Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow was a terrible movie, but the style is beautiful, it's classy, it's classic, and that was something that did appeal to me when I played the demo for this game many years ago. I was hoping that the game would go on sale eventually, and it seems to have actually in between when I first played the demo and much later on. I seem to remember this game being more expensive than it was, and of all the games that I bought in the Backwards Compatibility sale, and that's of course what I'm doing, I'm going through all the games that I bought in the Backwards Compatibility sale and I'm streaming them one by one. This one was one of the ones that had the lowest percentage-based decrease. I spent $3 on this game, but it normally only goes for $5, so if you like what you see, you can pick up a copy of this for yourself for only $5, which is still not that bad. Let's go ahead and get started. Single player, multiplayer, leaderboards, achievements. That's what we want to know about. Obviously, I don't have any achievements so far. I've not played this game other than the demo when I played it previously. I've scanned the achievements previously. They're not too bad. Pretty standard for a game like this. I'm going to have to play through it twice, once on this normal mode and once on a hard mode. Kill lots of enemies, do lots of things, find some collectibles. A pretty standard collection. Most of them are going to be end-game achievements. There's only a couple that are even attainable early on, so we're hopeful that we'll get one, maybe two here tonight. We're going to start up a new single-player campaign, and we'll find out what this is all about. I can either do the training, which is the tutorial mode. There's an achievement that's associated with doing the training mode, so I'll probably start there. Battle maps, as when you play AI in the skirmish mode, I guess, something like the multiplayer, but against the AI, and of course the campaign. So let's go to training. Oh, we start with the Art of War. That's appropriate. The Art of War is a very good book. So when I first played this demo, I saw this, and this character, Raven, totally reminded me of Carmen Sandiego. I'm pretty sure that's who she's supposed to be, in actuality. Welcome to basic training. Basic combat techniques. Alright, this should be really easy. I'm very familiar with these games. Let's get started. Light infantry, give them some orders. So Raven is teaching us, and I'm Alec. Player 1. Humans. Hey, more infantry. Reinforcements. Now I have 3 units I control. Now it gets complicated. They're heavy, you can tell that because they have bigger guns. They don't move as fast. Maybe they do move as fast then. Oh, we created the Genos. Too far away to attack. Alright, and then if this one is too far away to attack, but if we move closer, can we attack? No, that uses up activity points. Okay. And that's too far for you. Let's get you on the road. And you still can't attack either. But you can. Oh, and he counterattacked. That's not real good. Finish him off. Satisfying explosion. The enemy knows we're here, because we destroyed one of them. They have good communications. More units. Okay, my turn again. So strategy games are based around having, units that complement your needs and getting them to the right locations. This one's got a pretty good design so far, it looks like. And it looks like I can preordain some of these orders, but he didn't start moving based on last turn, so it's not fully there yet. Oh, their base is really close. Yeah, we don't want you walking around for a long time in these things. The suits get hot fast. And you can't see through them. Hey, they have a car! Yeah, easier said than done. Next turn, it looks like. Wow, that hurt. Much better. The base is ours, we won! Not so fast, Alec. Alright. Endpoint. That's a big unit. Yeah. Something exciting. We break for nobody. This guy's not real bright. And he's us. Why do we get the idiot in charge of strategy? That doesn't sound like it's fair. Charge full ahead. Because, you always paint the buildings when you take them over. guys up as fast as we can. Heavy infantry is falling behind. Control it for a turn, take it over. No? No? It has to be infantry? Figures. Alright, let's go further down the road. Can we see what's over... No, that's a mountain. Let's go on the other side then. See what's over here. Nothing. Good for you. I'm proud of you, infantry soldier man. Capture that building. Yay! And there's the achievement. So now we have actually started the game. Woohoo! Let's see what the campaign's like. Baptism by fire. Is that what it said? Baptism of fire. So there are 7 missions total. Nope, no, I lied. There are 15 missions total. And story time. Now, the downside of this game is that the music seems to have been universally terrible. The opening game music that I had going on for a few minutes there was not good. This is atrocious. I guess they had to put all their processing power into the AI. So they figured out that genes even existed early, and they start manipulating them way earlier than now. So we got Supermensch, Ubermensch. Time passes. But style hasn't, apparently. We're still stuck in a 1920s style. So we're a newly appointed commander. And it's a training mission. That means something horrible is going to happen. We're under attack! See, I'm yawning. I am tired. This is not going as well as I would hope. Is it Raven again? It is! He's got a sword. Why does he have a sword? This seems like it's completely pointless. And it's drawn. You don't draw a sword like that. Just have it around. They've been quiet since we drove them away. Well, how did we drive them away? Why did we let them even come back? At least one infantry must survive so we can capture the enemy factory and then we destroy all the enemy units. Okay. Looks like Dez's technical errors are taken care of, so that's good. Let's get her in here. Let's go in with a big guy. Guns blazing. Nope. Out of range. No action points left to attack, yeah. Oh, well, he can attack. Alright, let's do that, because it'll, when his health goes down, the tutorial taught us that his ability to attack us will go down as well. Oh, well, apparently I need action points. So you lied. Okay. Oh, he got 2 hits off on us. Alright, Des hasn't joined us yet, so I'm guessing that didn't work. Let's try one more time. Behind the thrillers. We have some damaged vehicles back here for some reason. Cool, cool. The infantry is going to come up. Will they be able to hit me? I don't know. Is there a way I can see? I'm sure it sold me in the tutorial, but I was kind of going through it fast. We'll figure it out. Can I hit that guy? I cannot. Out of range. So let's back that up a little. Don't want you to get hit too much. Take a hit for me. Protect him! Exactly. Critical hit. It's a secret bonus token. So these are the collectibles that you have to get on every level. This one's pointed out to you. Some of them are a little bit hidden better than others, but it's not too bad, it sounds like. A nasty surprise. Swell surprise. Yeah, an achievement. I don't know, that's a pretty swell surprise. That's for me. Hey, Des is with us.
Holy shit. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I mean, if you need a topic for discussion, why I want to set Microsoft on fire and burn it to the ground would be...
Just a minute.
I have to disconnect my headphones for a second because I tangled myself up in my rage.
That sounds good.
What in the hell?
Calm.
Get out of here! You're making me mad.
Well, as soon as I walk away, you're gonna yell at me again.
Okay.
Yell for me.
Oh my god.
Poor Dez's husband.
Ridiculous. Are you sure you're connected yet, though?
I'm connected.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeti. I'm blaming the Yeti.
I can hear myself now.
Blame the Yeti. What's the Yeti got anything to do with it?
I tried to install the Blue Yeti's drivers, and it made my computer incapable of having a mouse or a keyboard.
What's the Blue Yeti?
And Blue is a microphone company, and Yeti is a type of microphone.
Okay.
So like at this moment, I'm on my blue icicle. But the Yeti, I can move closer to my mouth. So I was gonna use that.
Okay.
Instead, I'm gonna shout.
Seems fair. So I've been going the wrong way the entire time, so that's just great. But I did pick up that collectible, so that's something at least.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard while I was getting things started, but there's a collectible on every level. And there's an achievement for obtaining every collectible. Some of the collectibles apparently unleash hell, so you don't want to do that, but let's go ahead and use you first. Can I pop you?
Okay,
No,
so what
I'm
is
out
this game?
This is Commander's Attack of the Genos. We have turn-based strategy. Trying to... Really? I didn't kill him? Does my transit thing even have an attack? Bet you it doesn't. Terrible.
Did you say your own ship?
No, the red team is their team.
The bad guys?
The bad guys. Those are the Genos. Genos are 1920s genetically engineered human beings who have, we've been fighting them for a while. They fled and now they're back, and so we're going to fight them again. So that's why everything has this Art Deco feel to it. Apparently, as soon as we had the war with the Genos, all cultural and artistic development stopped, but our weapons and science are kind of like primo.
So it's the Great Gatsby.
Yeah, Great Gatsby time.
With advanced weaponry.
Yeah, but possibly less depressing? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Well, it would be difficult to be more depressing.
It's the great American novel. How depressing can it be?
Is it? Has that been decided?
No.
Okay.
And to be fair, I haven't actually read it. I did watch the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I thought it was a pretty good movie, though.
I have not seen that one. I had to study Great Gatsby so many times in school that I'm like bitter about it. Yeah, I don't want to consume it anymore.
Fair enough. Then we probably shouldn't talk about it, yeah?
Well, I mean, that's just gonna fuel my rage. Like, I'm already mad, so...
It's a collectible. I gotta get it. I thought there was only one per level.
Even though strategically it's not your best option.
Oh, hell. Forget strategy. Apparently I can't attack him.
So...
Oh, that's right, I'm out of movements. This is my light infantry. And that's my light infantry. Okay, light infantry, go! I said attack! Oh, weak.
I think I might be really loud.
Yeah, touch, but I'd rather have you really loud than not be able to hear you like we were to start off.
I mean, I could take a chance and open my microphone settings.
No, we know what happens then.
And we could see what happens. I will probably die, though. It will literally kill me.
Oh, wow. Counterattack, critical hit. Nice. Alright, you're all down.
My physical gain adjuster is on the floor behind my desk, where it rolled in my rage. So I'm gonna have to drop the gain in Windows.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down 10. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Alright.
How about another 10?
That's perfect. Let's leave it right there. So
Okay.
I got the other collectible. Good. He's capturing. Good. He's protected. Excellent. Let's get you in there. Now he can't even get around. We have to destroy him next turn, and that's our last objective. And that'll pop a second achievement because I haven't lost anybody, and I don't think it's possible for me to lose anybody at this point.
So I googled my mouse and keyboard problem, where mouses and keyboards spontaneously stop working in Windows 10, and it's not an isolated problem. Like, it's not me. There's plenty of other people on the internet who've had this problem. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
This was far too easy. Yeah, I mean, it got an achievement for it being easy. An easy victory is still a victory.
Yeah, I mean, do you want it the other way? Ask General Pyrrhus how he feels about tough victories.
That might be a
Admiral
little difficult.
Pyrrhus?
General, yeah. for
General?
Sure. Well, I don't. What would the? He was Persian, right?
He was probably like his title is probably like immortal or something.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm not even sure if he was Persian right now, because, I mean, obviously I studied him, but I can't tell you whether he was Roman
He was
versus...
the Greek. He was on the Greek side.
He was on the Greek side. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Pyrrhus
It's a Greek style name.
of Epirus.
So let's
He
find out
was
what we're gonna
king
do.
of the Molossians.
I got 3 stars for speed. That's impressive considering how slowly I went. I was trying very hard not to lose anybody, so it's like, get everything, go slow. Find out what they were after. Attack all nearby enemy units with a wave of bullets. I haven't tried that yet, so maybe I'll get a chance to this time. So every chapter or part of the loading screens has a quote from Sun Tzu's Art of War as well. That's pretty cool. Rally your men.
They're
The attack here was
Try and
just a
teach you how to
diversion.
be a good general.
Yeah, know heaven and know the earth. Oh ho! Alright, so I was telling you that this lady reminded me of Carmen Sandiego. She's like
Yes.
tactical advisor. It's such a Carmen Sandiego vibe for me. Her name is Raven, apparently.
Raven.
Yep.
Is that her code name?
Well, it'd be
Or her
hard to
name
imagine.
name?
Well, it's the only name we know her by. So, yeah, I don't know. Meanwhile, our adversary on the red team, the team Ubermensch, his name is Stryker Alden, which is just an odd name all around. Is Stryker his title or his name? And then look, he carries his sword, and it's always on his shoulder like that because it's just a single animated frame here, not even animated. And he's got the star on his chest. It's just really weird aesthetic, and he's decided that he wants to be menacing with his sword all the time. Plus the black gloves, it's fantastic.
He looks like the grizzled veteran in a JRPG who kicks your ass in the beginning and then eventually joins your party and is like the worst. Just sucks.
Because you've already leveled up so much. Plus he's super
Right.
old because he's 20.
Or he's like 19 exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's him right
Well,
there.
and he's part of the Ubermensch, so they were genetically engineered. He probably is actually 20 because this all happened such a short period of time ago. That makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
And when they're all genetically engineered Supermen, how do they tell which ones get to be the leaders? Aren't they all supposed to be perfect? Why do any of them lead? Shouldn't they be like a hive?
Maybe they are a hive and Stryker's just assigned to you.
But he was
Commander, we now have a factory. Let's have a closer look at it.
I'm thinking that sultry voice is just a little inappropriate.
I think so. That's why I did it. Do you want her to be a 10-pack-a-day smoker? The factory allows you to produce a variety of units, such as transports, scouts, and tanks.
Now we just need a New York accent.
Joycey. She's from Joycey. To build a new
You need-
unit, do some shit.
Yeah, it's standard. But now we need money, so we want to save up money. How do we get money in the first place?
Get a better job.
Oh man, I was talking to some folks about that earlier today. Some guy was saying, "Hey, do you want to trade jobs?" And I was like, "Yes," but apparently he wasn't serious.
Almost definitely. Even if you're a garbage collector, I will trade jobs with you.
Yeah, I don't think people know what I do, and that's probably for the best. The enemy is getting
It
away.
probably is.
Time to attack. If they're running away, then attacking, that's... Read the Sun Tzu! It's in between each chapter! When they're... No!
I mean, that depends, because sometimes major armies have lost trying to press a victory against a retreat, because they just didn't time it right.
Right. I mean, you don't want to mess it up and do nothing. You make sure you keep running them away, and you get what you can, but don't chase them so far that you're going to run yourself out, which happens all the time. That's heavy infantry.
Oh, your oil wells are your source of income. So you're an oil baron, polluting the earth,
Look,
raping it.
We're just firing off at any time. We got the gases. We don't need those gas. Just burn that gas. Who cares about the environment? Who cares about anything? Money. I have 2,500 money. I'm gonna save that money. Let's get you. You're in the way. You get my infantry down a little further, please. Scout is gonna hide behind my guy. He'll take on the infantry next turn. Tank can move down south. Alright, that should be a turn. Ow, that hurt.
This game is kind of awkward because you have to think more than Astropop.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was thinking about Astropop a fair amount. But it's more time. Astropop was more time sensitive. I was constantly thinking. On this one, I can stop frequently and think things through, and scratch my beard a bit and say, is this the best move? Is this really the best move? Let me think about it for a bit. No, let's go down here and just pop.
Just go forward with confidence. As long as you're confident, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean
that's in the art of war.
And it's Robert
Fake
Duvall
it till
all
you make
over.
it.
And Apocalypse Now. That's a great movie. I know you've just.
He's actually the best part of that movie.
He is so good.
I mean, I'll give you that it's not my favorite movie, but I would never say a negative thing about Robert Duvall's contribution to that movie. It was perfect.
And that character is just, an excellent character, and he does play it very well. Is that heavy infantry gonna hit me again? I'll capture this building. No, you're not. We're gonna take care of you real quick.
They're trying to blow up your oil rig.
That's my oil rig. Punk. Oh, you're out of energy. Oh, why do you do that? That's no good. He's gonna capture it. Because I can't get my tank down fast enough. This was poorly designed. I blame the commander. This is all on the commander. He did not have a good battle plan.
Aren't you the commander?
No. It's all Alec's fault.
Alec?
Yes.
Alec Falcon. Well, I watched Hacksaw Ridge because we did this.
Okay.
That's Mel Gibson's World War II movie.
Yeah, I heard that was really excellent, so... Like, super
For me,
violent
it had
stuff.
pacing problems. Because the first hour is on the backstory of this one particular Congressional Medal of Honor winner. And then the second hour is him doing the shit that he gets the Medal of Honor for. So you deal with him from childhood to, his young adult, finding his wife, joining the military, going to have religious freedom issues with the military, and then finally he's in Okinawa after like an hour. And then the rest of the movie is Okinawa. So, horrifying war movie. I mean, like, Saving Private Ryan was nothing compared to this.
Yeah. I definitely heard that it was a very intense and shaking bit of gruesomeness.
Yeah, it was rough. But, so, the second half is, the typical World War II ultra heroism.
I'm gonna lose.
Feel
badly.
good. You're gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna capture my base. He got the attack off of me. He should not be able to do that.
Oh, you survived.
Well, I'm fine, but I can actually build more units. But let's actually build one because that's a problem. 1,500 for a scout. Can't do anything about it. Okay. actually can't see my buttons because the chat thing's in the way. I see A is select, X is use power, Y is something, and something is something. What are those last two?
It's Y to end and Y to end your turn, and the pointy arrow button for info.
Okay. I actually needed the Y because I've been ending my turn a bunch, obviously, and no, that's not what I wanted. So I need... and what's the X button do here?
X is use power.
Okay, so that's what I want. I can't... Okay, good. That's something at least. Don't know if that was what I wanted to do, but it's a start. And is this thing captured or capturing? Is it? I can't tell if it's my... Oh, he's flashing. Okay,
You
so
have to capture them.
It's not
That's
captured
what it's
yet.
telling you.
Right. I captured the other one, but that one's not captured yet. Oh, my poor commander.
I think your robot spider... Yeah. Yeah.
Blast it! I'll be back!
You lost your robot spider.
I can build another one. Well, I didn't do that. They are of utmost importance. Capture them before the enemy does. Yeah, the thing about that is... yeah. But now my scout should be able to take out this guy because he has gone far, far astray. And now I get my payback. No,
he hurt you way worse than you hurt him.
No, I hurt him way worse than I got hurt, but it still was
Are you
not
sure?
Yes. Yes.
I think he was already really hurt. And you just lightly tapped him.
No, he hadn't been touched yet.
No, that guy is dead.
Yes.
I feel confident about that.
I think the fiery explosion was beneficial. That's gone as far as I can. That's good. Okay, we're done here. Oh. See, he's a coward. He's not even attacking me anymore because he knows I'm going to kill him on the counterattack. Goodbye. And I can't buy my commander back, which is fine. I don't need him right now. He did his thing. He fired off his weapon, super weapon. It was pointless.
I wonder how much this game cost when it was new.
I actually thought I looked it up, but I'm not sure. Because I was checking. I thought that this thing was, I thought it was either a $10 or $15 game initially, and that was one of the reasons why I hadn't bought it, because I didn't want to pay that much for it, even though it may have been closer to worth it at that point. I paid $3 for it. I mentioned that at the top, and it's normally $5 right now, so it's only a $5 game at this point. And I couldn't find any evidence that the price had been reduced previously, but that just may be that I was looking at the wrong sources. Normally I use Xbox Live Database, the xbldb.com, for that kind of research. But the search engine on that site's pretty terrible. So normally I Google xbldb plus the game title and I find out from there what I want. Alright, let's get you down here, see what's going on. My troop carrier is now my scout, because my scout got blown up. Scout is stuck. Can't build anything. Let's build another scout. Oh hey, he's over here. Build me another falcon. That's right. Oh dear.
Alright, I found an article from February of 2008 from GameSpot with their original This Is Coming review.
Oh wow. This game got reviewed.
Yeah. It did actually, by Don Francis. Let's see what he concluded. He gave it a 7. And says, Commander's Attack of the Genos offers a satisfying experience for the reasonable price of 10. So it was originally 10.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, we're gonna have a bad time now.
Because this is making me think of something we've talked about before, which is that, and I'm not gonna say that all games cost $60 now, but the majority of games seem to cost $60.
Yes.
And why is there not more price variety in video games? You know, why aren't there $5 games, $10 games, $20 games?
And that's something that Steam does better. It's really a marketplace thing. You know, AAA games are always going to be $60 no matter where you go, until they go on sale, obviously. But on Steam, you can find games that are $30, you can find games that are $20, you can find games that are $2, or even sometimes $1, and they're usually worth what you pay for them. But it gives the market some ability to differentiate itself, and that's always good.
Right, that's true. So this is a console thing primarily, that things are $59.99, and that's what they cost. There are some games on my wish list right now that are in the $15 to $20 range. They're not things I could own a physical disc for. I would have to get them from the PlayStation Store and download them, which I'm not totally opposed to, but in most cases I prefer to have a disc because I don't trust publishers.
No, it's terrible. I've gone very heavily digital, but there's a real concern because, you know, if I lose my Microsoft account because I breached one of their terms of service, which are very nebulous, and they're like, yeah, you breached them, so they could take away all my content, and I could do nothing about it. So that's
right, and it's not like you could share it with someone. You can't give it to somebody. There's no way to go into Xbox Live and say, I don't want this game anymore. I'm going to permanently give it to my friend with this gamer tag.
Right, no, you can't sell it, you can't change your mind on any of that stuff. Alright, that's good. Get the heavy infantry out of there for him. My tank is blown up. I have a little bit of money, but not enough. Get my troop transport coming back. I guess that's its visibility range. Normally these things are a little more intuitive, or at least I know what's going on a little bit better. I've moved everything, and now we are going to die.
They don't even switch his sword to his other shoulder. They just flipped him.
Yeah, they flipped the image.
Yeah. It's like they couldn't even do 2 images. They were like, nah.
No, we did an image.
We made a
One image
made a
is what you
guy.
get.
This is only a $10 game. You only get one.
You get 1 sparkle. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
I do not.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. I don't think anyone
Is
does.
that a Disney thing?
No, it is a movie reference though, but it's a movie reference for a movie that very few people have seen. Let's get some light infantry. I wish I could build light infantry out of both of these. That'd be great. But you can build 1 light infantry per turn. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't attack me more down here. I'm doing pretty well considering. That gives me a chance to really recover.
Sorry, I was not listening to you at all. I was just
I was
pondering
saying
the
that
futility of my life.
the enemy. Oh, I did not want to do that. Oh well. The enemy made some serious tactical errors in deciding not to attack me down here. It gave me a lot of flexibility in how I proceed, which is good because I had very bad positioning down there for a little bit, but I've managed to recover significantly. I'm still doing badly, don't get me wrong. I'm going to lose some. Oh, yeah. That's not great.
Oh. Striker is really, really fucking up your shit right now.
You're like, hey, people. And now he's sort of run away. Yeah, I need some heavy units down there. I need another tank. Can I build another tank? I can build a tank. Build me a tank. Nope, not quite. Alright, let's get you.
Oh, what were we
Here.
talking about? Not trusting publishers.
Yes.
The other area where not trusting publishers comes into play is with DRM via server access.
Yes.
Because I'm
As soon as
playing
it's gone.
Kingdoms
you
of
never get
Amalur
anything
right
back.
now,
Uh-huh.
and EA bought it, and every time I play, it has to connect to the EA server.
Yep.
And every time that it works, I'm surprised that EA hasn't cut it off already.
It seems like
I'm
it's
like,
inevitable,
oh. I mean, it's a piece of property they got from a bankrupt company that's never gonna exist or work again, or that they're ever gonna do anything with. So, what's in it for them to keep it around?
Oh, their tank has showed up. Okay, let's get my infantry over here. Load them both up. Get my troop carrier going. I was actually playing Kingdoms of Amalur myself the other night, and I had that load up screen, the same thing, and it's always a little terrifying. It's like, okay, what happens when the servers aren't there? Because there's no way EA is going to keep the servers up forever. Does the game just shut down completely? Or does it let you have some limited access? And even then, if you have limited access, what are you actually buying when you buy a game these days? It's not clear.
Yeah. Unless you buy it from CD Projekt, and then it's your game and you have it. But I mean, aside from them, yeah, it just depends. Publisher to publisher.
Right, I mean, you have publishers you can trust, and developers you can trust, and storefronts you can trust, and you know, I trust that Microsoft is not going to do anything crazy, but I do know that they don't mess around with their terms of service. And in fact, I had that happen. I've blogged about this, and I think I've told you. You know, I lost my Microsoft account at one point because of what they deemed to be a violation of the terms of service, and I had no recourse at all. They said that's it, and they completely shut down the normal routes of access. I call customer service, and they pull up my account. Like, no, actually, I'm not allowed to talk to you. You're not allowed to talk to me. No. Can you pass me through your supervisor? No, I am not allowed to pass you through to my supervisor. They were prohibited by their script from doing anything. So I had to go through completely unorthodox channels to do anything. And I'm only here because I was successful, but you know, a lot of people are not going to be, and who's to say that the next time it happens, as it will eventually, that I'll be successful. So I hate the idea that playing a video game means that we're actually just renting it. That's not okay for me. But seriously? I just built him.
Well, and when Dog Galaxy was introduced, which is this thing on your desktop, sort of like Steam. It keeps track of what games need to be updated, helps you install them, that sort of thing. And when it was introduced, everyone was terrified.
Flipping their shit. Yeah. I was as well. I still haven't installed it simply because I have enough concerns about it. And they make it clear that you don't have to use it. You can still update everything manually, and your games are still yours. But because GOG has differentiated themselves as not Steam,
you have to agree to DRM for some of the games. Yeah.
And that's why some of the games were only available there, because it was their way of saying, okay, fine, we have to deal with some of these publishers to do DRM. Otherwise, we're just never going to get these games in. And I get that, but...
Now, what I think is interesting about them is they've been fairly transparent about why they got rid of DRM. They used to have it, and they have said that their piracy has gone down since they got rid of DRM. When most people would expect it to be the opposite. But they estimated they lost more money to piracy when they had active DRM.
Yeah, the piracy is a complicated thing, and I've started to blog about this a couple of times. I have bigger pieces about just economics in general, but piracy is not really a gaming problem, despite what the developers want to think. That's not to say it's never a problem, it's just it's very rarely a problem. Alright, so I know he's down here. That's as far as we're gonna go then. We gotta get my troops all together.
Yeah, your big problem in the past has been everyone too spread out and not able to get together.
Well, and, you know, this game has, obviously every unit moves slow enough and differently enough that it's hard to keep them together to start with, but the terrain is enough that it actually causes some bottlenecks as well. It's, without feeling like it's just completely cramped, you know. It's actually pretty cramped, but it doesn't feel cramped most of the time. So that's good. That's some good, good level design. And if I don't lose Falcon again, I should be okay. And because I've got both these oil wells, I'm pulling in all the resources, and I can get reinforcements, and he can't so easily, I'm going to win. It's just, it's going to be a matter of time. But I don't want to go that far, because I know if I go that far... Alright, and let's unload them. Oh, I can only unload them that way. Can I go one more then? Can I unload you now? Yeah, that's more like it. There we go, that's better. Get ready to go get some more. And I guess I should build more infantry then. So this is the kind of game that is definitely better with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But this one's simple enough that playing it on a console isn't too bad.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't want to play Civilization on a console if it was even available.
Well, there's Civilization
I
Revolutions,
feel like that would be
but that's a really, really
misery.
light version of Civ. It's more of a it's almost like arcade Civ, and it's still fun. I enjoy it. All right, my superpower is not built up yet.
All right, so on our list of topics for Dead Space tonight, I have topic number 1, which is that Activision is a bag of dicks.
Yep.
And then that has 3 subsets.
Because
three
they really
reasons.
love being Activision. Activision love being Activision.
So apparently we had it to discuss the Call of Duty remaster only being available on the new Call of Duty.
Right,
and the DLC not being included.
Yep, that was pretty egregious.
And being more expensive than when it was originally sold.
But the DLC was. The game itself is...
The DLC was.
It's an additional purchase, so it's not more expensive, but you're not getting anything extra.
Right. So normally when a company does this, you get the game plus all the DLC in the collector's edition. They don't try to resell it to you all piecemeal. So this is kind of a new thing Activision is trying.
That was not good. Let's not do that. Really?
And apparently they sold a ton of the game, so it worked.
Right, which means they're going to do it again next time, because why wouldn't they?
Well, and I'm trying to think if I was the kind of person that always bought the new Call of Duty, how I would feel about this. And would I perceive it as Well, I was gonna buy Infinite Warfare anyway, and now I can get the remaster of my favorite Call of Duty. Hooray for me. Or would I be like, oh, I don't like Infinite Warfare. I like Modern Warfare. I was not gonna buy Infinite Warfare, now I'm pissed.
Yeah, it's tricky, and I think it does depend a lot on the mindset of the gamer going in. And for individual gamers, it may be pretty good. We were looking at this from the perspective of someone who was saying, well, I don't want Infinite Warfare. But a remaster of this classic game that I really love that I can play again on a new console. It looks better. I get new achievements for us achievement hunters. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But I can't actually buy that unless I want to buy a whole other game that I'm not interested at all. You know, there were times when, you know, you might buy a product for the wrapper it's in, and then you throw the product away. I remember there was, I play a lot of Magic the Gathering. I would buy Magic the Gathering packs, these pre-made decks, because occasionally they would have a rare in the deck. Wizards is doing the play testing, and I say that we need this rare in this deck to make it interesting, but they fail to realize that that would be a fetch rare. Those are the ones that you really, really want, that are very popular, that go for a lot of money. So they put this fetch rare into this thing that they're mass producing. And so you can go down to the proper store if the store hasn't figured it out, and buy this thing for $15, sell the rare for $20, so you've made $5 in profit, and then you get all the extra cards. And then, you know, most of the rest of the cards are garbage, but you've arbitraged yourself into $5 in profit. Now, that doesn't happen very often because they're usually pretty good about their testing, but I remember that it happened back in Kamigawa, and Umezawa's Jite was the fetch rare, and it was available in those packs, and it was ridiculous. So, are we buying Infinite Warfare, the Magic deck, so I can get Umezawa's Jite, the remaster, or am I just saying, okay, well, I can buy it and I get both and I'm okay? It depends on what you're after, and that depends on the gamer.
Okay, well, I'm on the PlayStation Store. I'm trying to figure out if I want the remaster, what do I have to buy?
Are you kidding me?
And
Did
I
you
have
see
to
that?
buy... No, I was reading.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh, okay. So the usual for you then.
Yeah. I mean, there's some randomness in this as well, like glancing hits, and that glancing hit was not to my advantage at all. I mean, it's like really bad.
So it looks like the cheapest I can get the remaster is $79.99 as part of the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition.
Addiction. Seems legit.
It's a Freudian slipper. So that's $20 more than Infinite Warfare will cost me. So they are charging $20.
So you have to buy the game plus pay an extra $20 on top.
Right. So you're not getting Infinite Warfare, or you're not buying Infinite Warfare and getting the Modern Warfare remaster.
You're buying Infinite Warfare, paying an additional $20, and that's the only way you can get it. Okay,
right,
yeah,
so
that's not the same.
You're spending $59.99 to have the opportunity to spend $20 to buy this additional thing.
That we assume people really want, and then yeah, that's awful.
Now, if you searching Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the PlayStation Store, you can buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare points.
Hey, he has a second picture.
Oh, he's really upset now.
And I gave him a black eye or something.
Yeah, he's not looking good. He's gonna join your party soon. So, you can buy Call of Duty points for real money, and they are used to obtain in-game content.
Oh, that's right, because we were talking about the microtransactions as well, how absolutely insane that was.
Okay. Now, Activision says that anything you could buy with these points, you can earn.
Right, but
So
with
you
massive,
can-
massive grind, right?
Right, you can grind your way to them if you want to. And I don't necessarily have a problem with paying to skip grinding in games. Especially the type of game. But Call of Duty is so heavily multiplayer that I don't know that I like it for Call of Duty. You know, RPGs, for example, there are some RPGs that I would pay $5 to not have to go find Phoenix Downs.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know.
also the point of the game at some point, right? So no, this is a fair.
You
this is-
always
this-
have to have 99 Phoenix Downs. If you accidentally use a Phoenix Down, then you don't have 99 anymore. And then it's messed up.
So you gotta go back to the store and buy another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I understand, and you know, certainly your OCD is something I can get behind and say, yep, I understand this. See, now his sword's back. He's like,
Well, and we've talked about, not to get too far away from Activision as a bag of dicks as the topic, auto-resolve in games like RPGs, so for people who really want to see the story, to not have to slog through all of the grinding.
yeah. That was a critical hit. Ugh. Man, this thing's got a lot of hits. There we go, that's better. Let's get this guy out of the way because he's not doing so hot.
And apparently, we talked about Hideo Kojima last week. When Metal Gear Solid came out, he got a letter from a fan whose grandma had walked in while he was playing during a cutscene and was just entranced by what was going on, but didn't want to play the game. And allegedly, Hideo Kojima cut her a movie of all the cutscenes, you know, in the appropriate order so she could experience the story without having to play.
Man, I just love that infantry.
So, but that's not all you can buy. There are there are 22 things you can buy. So you've got Infinite Warfare itself, $59.99. Infinite Warfare Season Pass, $49.99. Various amounts of money. Infinite Warfare DLC number 1, $15. You can buy Infinite Warfare plus Destiny for $109.99.
Because of course Destiny is being made by the same company. Bungie
Right.
is part of Activision now, which
They're
is
both
still
Activision.
surprising somehow.
Now, that is a $10 savings on buying them individually. But at this point, you could get a disc of Destiny for far cheaper than $49.99. So, we have DLC number 2. The Code Courage Pack. Let's see what this is. I have no idea. Equip the Call of Duty Endowment Courage Personalization Pack for a full suite of exclusive content, including code weapon camo and accessories, reticule and emblem, plus an animated code calling card. Fly your flag, as all items show off the official colors of the Call of Duty Endowment. You help veterans find meaningful employment. 100% of gross proceeds received by Activision donated. Okay, fine. So this is their charity thing.
All right, so that's something.
$4.99 for that. That's okay. They can have that. We have the Infinite Warfare Method Man VO pack.
What Method Man?
Yes. Listen up, as Method Man, the legendary hip-hop artist from the Wu-Tang Clan, guides you through multiplayer combat. The American rapper, producer, and actor dials up the intensity, updating you on kill streaks, enemy activity, and adding some extra flavor to the firefight.
You know, I don't understand it, but I'm not the target demo. I think we may have discussed that before, that this is a game that I will never ever buy, so...
You're not the target demographic for Infinite Warfare?
Nor Call of Duty in general.
$3.99 to have Method Man talk to you. There's one to have Ozzy Man talk to you, and one to have Ken Jeong to talk to you. There's multiples of these.
Well, they want to make sure that they get all their bases covered. Ozzy Man. It's like... Is that Ozzy Osbourne?
No, it's Ozzy Spaceman.
Okay, I need to know who this
YouTuber.
is. Oh, okay. And now I don't feel so bad.
Apparently he's a comic commentator and critic. They'll be keeping it real on kill streaks.
You know, I didn't see the collectible, and I feel bad about that. I checked out the whole map, I think. I don't think.
Oh yeah, your
anything
whole
I missed.
experience is ruined. I mean, you didn't get the collectible. It's like you left a feather on the roof.
I wonder if it's back here. Meh. Oh well.
If all the bad guys are they dead? Can you just?
Everyone's dead. Yeah, I captured the base at the end of this turn, so.
So you can just look around.
No, because well, I could have, but no. There's limits here.
Mm-hmm.
I snuck around the research. Wow. She's hanging some serious shade here. And the music. I commented on this while you were gone too. The music is so bad. There's this dramatic moment where, you know, maybe she's got some tension. You're not quite sure about her motives anymore because she's starting to, you know, act really suspicious. She disappears and she just shows up again. She was scouting out the security. And we got this happy, terrible happy music. It's completely incongruous with the scene.
Yeah, so there's additional Call of Duties you can buy, going up to $100.
Let's see, again, this is something that it doesn't bother me. You have a game that you think is going to be popular, you differentiate the prices so that people who want to pay different amounts can. And this is good marketing. It upsets the consumer because, you know, there's no surplus to the consumer. If I'm willing, or one of those persons who might pay $100 for a Call of Duty because I really love Call of Duty, and they price it at $100, now I can actually go buy that $100 copy and say, grumble, grumble, I had to pay $100, instead of just getting the $60 copy that I normally would have got, because that was the only thing that was there. They got an extra $40 out of me. Of course I'm going to be upset. I mean, not upset enough not to buy it, but I'm going to complain about it a little bit.
Yeah, but the only way to win as a consumer is not to buy.
Well, what we need, if you don't like this, if you don't like the stratification, if you don't like the content, you don't like microtransactions, don't buy them.
Right.
And then if they don't make any money, they won't do it. The fact that this works indicates that there are people who are enough people willing to do it. It's like telemarketing. Not everyone buys microtransactions, but enough people do that they make enough money that they're going to keep doing it. And so then we start to get into the artistic question. Do the microtransactions ruin the artistic merit of the game? Some games, yes. And that's where it really starts to cause a problem. But if it's just cosmetic or takes care of grinding, well then, are they introducing grinding into the game that doesn't need to be there? And what else is attached to that grinding? You know, those are very serious questions that need to be answered.
Apparently, anything you can buy with these points are cosmetic only. So this is not pay to win. As I understand.
1 star for speed. Yeah, it seems.
Well, that did take you a while.
It was pretty bad. Oh, I could be Raven
as long
now.
as the game is multiplayer. Oh, what's going on?
She's all jaunty.
She is. Apparently, Alex Falcon was orphaned as a youngster.
Huh.
Great.
They have backstory.
Look at his tragic backstory.
His only fault is his optimistic recklessness. I don't know that it is optimistic. I would claim this to be like hubristic, like Leroy Jenkins-esque.
It's like the 10th anniversary of Leroy Jenkins, I think, actually, this year.
Yeah, that's such a great meme. And, you know, there's some pretty strong evidence that it's staged, but that makes it even better in some ways. I mean, that means that they sat down, thought about it, said this will be funny, and they made it, you know, rather than just being I think it's definitely staged. The question is to what extent it's staged.
Well, and, you know, staging is not necessarily always bad. You know,
right, it's only bad if you're trying to pretend that it's not.
Yeah. The famous picture of the Marines raising the flag in Okinawa is staged because they raised the flag and the photographer was off doing something else. And he's like, oh wait, take it down and put it back up again, let me get a picture. You know, it's a better picture because he made them do that. Set up the shot and got everything just the way he wanted it. Alright, so next on the Activision is a bag of dicks, because I don't think either of us could possibly care less about Call of Duty than we do. So we'll move on to...
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about Call of Duty because I'm never going to play it, but I care in the general sense of what does this mean for how gaming is going to be.
You care about the guy at EA who's in charge of paying attention to what the other dickbag companies do to see if what they try works.
Or you know, hey, this worked on Call of Duty. Can we add this to you know, a game I actually care about? This is one of the things. I play a lot of games and I like a lot of games, but I never have games I'm really looking forward to. I find these little $10 now $3 gems, and I'm like, yeah, that's it for me. That's perfect. I'm happy.
I'm trying to think of what...
Wow, that backfired horribly. Get in the van.
I think this would be like if the Final Fantasy VII remake... and now it's a full remake, not a remaster. But if it was part of Final Fantasy 25, and you couldn't get it unless you spent $250 on Final Fantasy 25.
Right.
But the Final Fantasy series was a garbage pile by then, and you didn't want to spend that. Like, that would be infuriating to me.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be awful. I agree. There would be some serious backlash from that.
And I think if it was a full remake, rather than a remaster, this would be a different conversation. A remake costs a lot of money. Just as much money in a lot of ways as a new game.
Yeah.
Specifically with Final Fantasy VII, they've admitted they've lost a lot of the source code. They don't even have it anymore. So they're going to have to rebuild a lot of stuff. Although I don't know how useful it would have been.
Really bad idea, yeah. How do you lose the source code for a game like that? I mean, if they don't have the source code, can we, you know, just reverse engineer like Final Fantasy VI's ROM now and say, hey, you know, at least it's preserved?
Well, that's a good question. Like, you know, these companies. I mean, we don't know. Queenish obviously is not doing a good job of keeping track of all its code since it's lost Final Fantasy VII code, and that could be because it was stored digitally, and shit just gets corrupted and lost over time.
Yeah,
and that's
tricky.
Part of the problem with all digital everything. Alright, so we already talked about Call of Duty. Let's talk about the other big Activision multiplayer shooter problem, which is maybe not a problem.
Okay,
which is the Bungie conspiracy theories.
Okay, right. So this is what I asked you about, because you're a PlayStation person, and you told me that you are not interested in the PlayStation Pro, per se. So that's great. I'm actually quite interested in the Xbox through the Scorpio. I think that's wow, that was really low damage. they really do lose their effectiveness when their hit points go down. That is a huge deal. I am excited about the Xbox Scorpio. I don't know if I'm going to get one when it first comes out, because I just don't know if I have that kind of disposable income to put onto a game system again, but it intrigues me because there's the extra power, and it's still going to do everything that the Xbox One does. No, I did not get kicked out of Mixer. What happened was that my Kinect heard me talking about the Xbox One. It's like, oh, I can do that.
You want me to turn that on for you? Let me take care of that.
No. No, I do not.
So my Xbox One, I can stand there and distinctly talk to it, turn on, power on, play Netflix, do anything. I don't care what you do, just do something. Nothing.
Acknowledge me.
Total dead stare. Go jump off a cliff. I can be casually talking to someone, mention Xbox as a company. Play Netflix? You want to play Netflix? Is that what you want? No, Xbox. I don't. I don't want to play Netflix right now. Why are you on? No one told you to turn on.
Yeah, the voice controls are not good. Let's leave it at that. They seem good most of the time, but they make a lot of little errors, and it's very frustrating. So anyway, yes, I'm interested in the Xbox Scorpio.
I'll tell you why I'm not interested in PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Because I have a reason for it. If Sony and Microsoft are going to get into this, instead of doing one major leap forward once per decade, doing more incremental movements forward, then I'd rather be on the cycle where I'm buying the Pro and not buying the PS4. So if they repeat this, I'm going to get myself
You're gonna
on
skip a generation.
the cycle. I'm going to skip a generation.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't get the PS5. I'll get the PS5 Pro. And then if a PS5 Pro never comes out, I'll just buy a PS5 for cheap. So that's my plan. I like the idea of it. I would like them to not have so many years in between generations as they did the last generation. The PS3...
Yeah, that was a really long generation.
That was such a long... For both Microsoft and PlayStation. That went on forever. So I like that if they're thinking about moving forward more quickly. But I just replaced my entire gaming PC. You know, and that cost a lot of money. So, you know, I'm gonna wait and see on the pros. The pro versions of things. But I think they are a good idea.
Yeah,
all right,
I think
so
it's a good
you
idea. I'm
want
excited about
Scorpio.
it. I'm excited by the Scorpio concept.
The other reason why I'm kind of holding off is I don't want to buy a 4K Ultra TV right now. And I feel like without buying a 4K Ultra TV, I'm missing a lot of what's going on with the upgrades.
Yeah, and
particularly with the GPU.
yes, I do not have a 4K TV. I'm not going to have a 4K TV, but I like the extra power that it provides, not just in the sense of okay, I can do more graphics, but the Xbox One is the less powerful system to start with, and it's not like I do anything gaming-wise that really strains it, but some of the things that we do in terms of multitasking do seem to strain it at least a little bit, and I'd like it to be less strained. Plus, you know, it's an excuse for me to get a second Xbox One, so I can do some multitasking things. That's always nice.
Well, and it's important for Microsoft to support the console better. This is something we can talk about. Why does the Xbox One perform so poorly in sales compared to the PS4? And I think they're struggling with games right now since they got rid of exclusives.
Yeah, and there's some talk that they might end up going back because it's been such a big miss.
Yeah, they just don't have the library of, oh, I gotta have the Xbox to play, whatever. You know, and I considered the Xbox One being my last Xbox because there has not been an exclusive that's come out for the Xbox One yet that I've wanted to buy. So I don't even need it. Like, I don't use it. So, you know, I use the 360 more. The Xbox One is kind of a miss for me right now. And
I think a lot of gamers feel that way. You are certainly not alone in that.
Now, for games that are cross-console, there's plenty to play. But I would always buy that for a PlayStation.
Right, because that's your preference.
Because that's my preference. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of need that tank.
Is there no way to repair these? Oh, look, you just repaired.
Oh, you... God, not him.
You repaired the one that... No, you should have...
Repaired the one I cared about the least.
Yeah.
No glancing blow. Thank you. Well, I'll take it. I'm running out of units, and I think I've been pretty efficient, but I've taken some hits. Like, I dealt with that artillery thing really well. I only got hit with one of my infantry units, and I got in close. I made him attack the wrong things. But yeah, there's enough of their units that I'm going to take some losses. Alright, they have an infantry unit left. Can't get out. Alright, let's see here. So, anyway, I don't know for sure if the Scorpio is going to be good enough. We'll have to see. Again, we're going to see a lot of the announcements at E3, I'm sure, that I think are going to be compelling. But we were talking about this because the difference between the Xbox Scorpio and the PS Pro seems to be that the Xbox Scorpio is going to be the more powerful unit for a change. And that hasn't been the case recently. The PS3 was more powerful than the Xbox 360. The PS4 has been more powerful than the Xbox One. This is a reversal, and more power on the console means you can do more, including stuff that the gamers who really care about their shooters matters to them.
Xbox also
frame rates, get them higher textures.
That it's more expensive to produce than the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, no,
doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna sell it for more. They may just take a bath. But
yeah, I think that's probably the plan, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Certainly with the CPU, there's no question that the Scorpio is going to be more powerful than the Pro. And the question that arises is that there's now this conspiracy theory that because Bungie is of the opinion that Destiny 2 cannot run to their satisfaction on the PS4 Pro in 4K Ultra at 60 FPS, that they are locking the frame rate at 30 FPS. There has been nothing about whether official about whether or not they're going to do that on the Scorpio, that as far as I understand.
No, the official position was that the Destiny will be capped at 30 frames per second on consoles. It will not be capped
on all consoles.
On all consoles, PC. But not on PC. Right. Now they didn't mention the Xbox Scorpio product specifically, but they didn't. The way that it read was that it was everything. And if that's
All
not the
consoles.
case, then yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So now we have to Google. There's got to be a Reddit thread. We'll just,
Several actually.
I'm sure. I mean, there's a Destiny forum or a subreddit, so.
Oh,
I'm
man,
bingling
this
it
is
now.
Why do you get reinforcements? That's not fair. Oh, there goes all my infantry too. He was able to take him out. Well, I'm pretty much hosed then. Use power.
Alright, so we have the tweet you saw from Mike Ibarra, where he said that the Microsoft company policy is that the developers do their own thing and Microsoft has no requirements regarding frame rate parity.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people took that as a dig that if there was a frame rate cap, it was because Sony demanded it.
No, it's the frame rate cap is coming up. They're putting on the Xbox Scorpio. We talked about this as either two reasons: either because Activision is acquiescing to Sony because they have a long-term deal and they're not going to give an advantage to their competitor, or that there's more to this story. That something will be announced at E3, that maybe it'll be 60 frames per second on the Scorpio, or maybe because they haven't done enough testing on the Scorpio that they don't even know if it can. They just haven't gotten that information. I think that's unlikely. There are dev kits out there for the Scorpio. They have a pretty good idea what they can do with this. I am going to lose this mission so hard.
So the most recent thing I can find from Bungie is that Destiny 2 will be locked at 30 frames per second on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And then they made those comments in that interview about the PlayStation 4 Pro. But apparently there's no, like, official statement about that or the Xbox Scorpio. But
Yeah,
my
so
understanding
there's a lot
from
of
everything else I read was that
inconsistency
it's going to be 30 frames per second on the PS4 Pro. But apparently there's nothing official from Bungie saying that, so much as like two developers chatting about it during an interview, which can be seen as official. I mean, I would take that as official unless the company was like, well, they're just talking shit, But, there are some people who, given the choice between having a gameplay at 60 frames per second versus 4K Ultra at 30 frames per second, would choose 1080p at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and having the choice is important. I want to give people
And
the
that's
choice
something
to do what they
companies
want.
don't really do a lot.
No, they don't,
Is
especially
get
on
frame rate
consoles.
options on consoles. Okay, officially Bungie has said it will provide no information on the Xbox Scorpio version before the Microsoft presentation at E3 2017. So their official position is they're not talking about it. Watch the E3 presentation. So anybody else saying anything, that's not official.
Speculation.
It's all speculation, yeah. I played some game. What was it? The Evil Within. It was The Evil Within
Okay.
on PC. And it was one of those where it had the option of being 60 FPS or 30 FPS because it was on a PC. the game was such crap, it wouldn't run at 30 FPS. It didn't matter what kind of computer you had. It was just never going to run. Everyone basically had to play it at 30 FPS. And that's something you get to avoid with a console. One of the benefits of buying a console, you know, I know people who are really dedicated PC gamers who don't have consoles at all are like, you can build yourself a decent gaming PC for just a little bit more than you would spend on a console. The reason you buy a console is because all the games will work, theoretically. They're supposed to work.
In theory, you know, yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah. Should be fine. And if they don't, the critic will tell you. You know? Be like, this game sucks. It actually doesn't work. Yeah. That you don't have to check your hardware before you buy things. And do I have to upgrade my graphics card to play the latest whatever? Halo 12? I don't know. I don't know what PC players... Dota, right? Dota, that's what they play.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now...
the turning radius on your tank is amazing. Or your scout.
Oh yeah, the thing it just turns around. And, yeah, the through transport.
Yeah.
It is definitely awesome.
His little piece fell off of him. You're so mean to polygons.
These are the Ubermen. I'm so mean to the Ubermen. Alright, let's see if I can not screw this up this time.
But when I was researching this for talking about it tonight, I found plenty of people shrieking hysterically on the internet about how Sony is the worst for making Activision cap the frame rate.
Right, so this is a widespread conspiracy. It's not just what I came up with.
No, you did not come up with it. There were people tweeting in response to Mike Ibarra's post about how pissed they were about Sony demanding this parity. Like, like there's any evidence for this at all, other than in your own imagination. You know, you don't even know if this is capped.
Here.
So.
Right, and so we haven't heard anything. I can't use it. Wow. Oh, son.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm still messing this up. I get to a point where you can't move. You can't use all your action points to move and then attack, or use your special. You can't even use your special if you've used up all your action points. Okay, fine. So I move one less, so I can put my special onto these guys. Nope. Doesn't work. So. Unfortunately. That shouldn't do much damage because I've reduced the effectiveness of it. Alright, that tank's not doing so hot. Let's just pain on you, put a little more on me, get out of dodge. You come up here and finish him off.
So the other topic under the Activision is the bag of dicks category was to discuss these gaming almost conglomerates. There are a few companies now that have amassed quite a few subsidiaries.
They own a lot of stuff.
And they have become responsible for the gaming history and the preservation of gaming history. Activision in particular is bad at this. They have a reputation for not caring about their old games as part of gaming history. I mean, the first things they made were cartridges for the Atari 2600. So, I mean, they've been in it from the get. They have cartridges published the month I was born.
Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely have been at this for a while. We were talking last week how old we are. We're getting old.
Alright.
But just because they've been doing it for a while doesn't mean that other companies have taken over the mantle of preservation for a lot of these things.
They themselves, Activision, just the word Activision, is of course a further subsidiary, the parent being Activision Blizzard Inc.
Blizzard bought Activision?
Which...
I thought Activision bought Blizzard.
Well, the parent is called Activision Blizzard Inc.
Right. Activision bought Blizzard, but it was a big enough acquisition that they are sort of the same.
Yeah, they've been added to.
They got naming rights.
They got yeah. Okay, and apparently their major divisions are Activision, Blizzard Entertainment, Major League Gaming, Activision Blizzard Studios, and King Digital. I'm just gonna quickly see what the difference between Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard Entertainment is a video game developer and publisher. Activision Blizzard Studios is a film, television production, and distribution company. Okay, so they made this for the movie. Right?
So that's a more recent change as well, then.
Yeah. Oh, that's for the Call of Duty, for the untitled Call of Duty film series, and for Skylanders Academy on Netflix. Not Warcraft? Why is Maybe they made it after Warcraft. What is King Digital? Oh gosh, Candy Crush. Oh my gosh.
Really? That's Activision?
Yeah, they own...
Wow.
Yeah, Activision owns Candy Crush.
Which is actually the point of what we were talking about. That there are these games companies have their claws deep, and media in general is just so homogenized that it's hard to even tell sometimes who owns what. Like, you know, okay, it's fairly common knowledge that Disney owns ESPN, and so therefore that's one great big media company owning a lot of content. But even though it's fairly common knowledge, you can still find lots of people who don't know that or are shocked by that. It's like, but they have nothing to do with each other. Why would they be in business with each other, let alone such a close business? Well, because they find they can make more money that way.
Comcast now owns Universal. I mean,
Right,
like, Comcast, the cable company, is so big it owns major networks and film studios now. Okay, so that's Activision. Other companies like this, off the top of my head, EA, of course, they have made a lot of acquisitions.
Yep.
Recently being the last 5 to 10 years. But let's go, I'm gonna quickly go down who is the subsidiary of Activision. So, one step down. So Activision Blizzard, then Activision, then under that Activision is Beachhead, Beanox, Demonware, Fun Labs, High Moon, Infinity Ward, Radical Entertainment, Raven Software, Sierra Entertainment, which is this, Sledgehammer
Right, so
Games.
that was why this came up initially, because Sierra was the original publisher of this, back when Sierra was still Sierra before Activision bought them. Before they went completely crazy. Although there is now this Sierra coming back, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, and the King's Quest game is good.
I haven't played it yet. I have it to play, but I have not yet played it.
It's got it's got charming like the original ones. More like Telltale in how you play it. Less clicking and Well, I mean, there's a lot of clicking in Telltale, but less, screen scrubbing and more comfort.
That's good. I don't mind minigames, but I need it to be engaging.
So that's Sierra. So Electronic Arts. Let's see. What's this? Been around since 1982. Do you have a list of some? Oh, okay. They don't have as many.
Because most of the time they don't put some subsidiaries, they just completely envelop it. Like they got.
They do, yeah.
Ultimate Online. They got the
Yeah.
folks that did. What's that? Dark Age of Camelot. So they just buy up all these companies and they just make it part of EA.
Yeah, they don't let you continue doing your own thing. Very few companies get to continue doing their own thing. And even the ones that get to continue doing their own thing, some people would argue they're never the same, right?
Yeah. That seems definitely to be the case.
So their subsidiaries are BioWare, of course, Criterion. Then there's the various EA Canada, EA Digital, EA Mobile, EA Montreal, EA Tiburon, Fire Monkeys, Ghost Games, Maxis, Motive, PopCap, The Sims,
Yes, PopCap.
and Visceral. Of course, EA Sports has FIFA, NFL, NHL, NCAA, NBA. So they kind of are. They have a lot going on with sports. A lot.
They do. They love it. I might have needed that unit. That may not be good.
And of course, they are listed as owning
button.
and operating DICE versus being subsidiary. Oh, here's the list of owned studios. Oh, I found it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there it is. Huh?
All right, we've got BioWare, Chillingo, Criterion, EA Baton Rouge, EA Canada, EA Casual, EA China, Deutschland, DICE, France, European Integration Studio, India, Japan, Mobile Japan, Brazil, Spearhead, which used to be EA Korea, DICE Los Angeles, EA Romania, EA Russia, Mobile Montreal, San Francisco, Salt Lake, Singapore, Sports, Tiburon, Easy Studios, which develops Play for Free, Ghost Games, Motive, PopCap, Uprise, Visceral.
Oh, that was a big one.
No.
All right,
And then
okay,
these
I
are
can
people
use my
that are
special and it should be
defunct.
okay. All right.
So that they killed. Origin, Bullfrog.
Yeah, they built that.
Yeah. They used to have offices in Baltimore and Seattle. Part of Maxis, Westwood Studios, Virgin Interactive bought that. Kesmai or GameStorm, part of DICE, Pandemic. They bought it and closed it. They only had it open for 2 years. Brightlight,
Wow.
Black Box, Phenomic, Playfish, Danger, Victory, Mythic, Waystone. And then they have their partners program. which some interesting stuff has come out of. You can kind of like apply to EA for their help with your project if you're a developer, and if they think what you have is interesting, they do kind of help some companies out. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And then they also have, you know, third-party distribution that they do. Oh, EA Originals is the independently developed video game support program. And I actually played one of them, Unravel. It was good.
I played that too. That's a pretty good game.
Oh my
I'm actually gonna
gosh.
make it ever so barely.
I'm looking at this list of, they have a list of every game ever published by EA. And right off the
That's gotta be
bat, I
helpful.
think the Bard's Tale, I played that when I
Oh
was
yeah, I played that.
younger. Yeah.
Which version did you play? There were a couple of them.
The PC.
I played it on the Nintendo Entertainment System. They ported it to the NES, which is where I spent most of my time playing it. I did play it on the PC again later on, but it was a very different experience. That wasn't so bad now, was it? No, it only took me, what, 3 or 4 tries? Ugh.
No.
That was pretty rough.
It's great.
Let's hurry before they get away. Before they get away.
Originally released for the Apple II and ported to the 2GS, which is where I would have played it. I'm looking at the box cover art and I'm having total nostalgia feels. Like I recognize it immediately.
The game is giving me the finger. 1 star, 5 stars, 1 star.
Why do you always get 5 stars for power? You're doing something wrong. You're putting too much into
I'm
power.
clearly doing something wrong. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not doing great on those other star records. And I'm going to have to get the stars. I have to go back and get all these stars later on, I think. I'll have to figure out what I'm doing there.
For achievements.
But, you know, well, both for achievements, but also, oh my gosh, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. That's why my speed ratings are so low. Look, it took me half an hour on these things. I thought the speed was like rounds. Maybe it's because I'm standing talking about things. It's actually timing
Yeah.
me. Well, that makes me feel a little better, I guess. Anyway, so I talked at the beginning, leaderboards. Let's see what the leaderboards look like. I am at the top of the leaderboard. No, I'm not. I'm at the top of the leaderboard. None of my friends have ever played this game. But yeah, I'm 26,000 on it already with just having played it a couple of times. And then the advanced campaign. That's if you make it to hard. Obviously, none of my friends have gone in there. And I haven't done it yet, so I'm not ranked. So it's kind of a pointless leaderboard. And it's based on score for the campaign, and the score seems to be based on the star rating you get, so... It's a fun little game. It came out for $10, and it's now $5, and I bought it for $3. So that's why I didn't buy it initially, I'm sure. I saw it when it was $10, it's like, nah, this is not a $10 game. I think I paid the right price of about $3, and I'll get some enjoyment out of it. I do like this style of game. And the artistic style works, even if it seems a little off sometimes, but the music, the soundtrack, no.
It's not my favorite music ever made for a game.
I would
really
go a
not.
step further. This is not just not my favorite. This is music that is genuinely pretty bad and doesn't match the feel of the game at all.
I mean, I
Like
think they
they
were
said-
going for 1920s music, you know, but it's a little
They can do
too
that, I mean-
happy.
Yeah, it's too happy all around. You can get some quality big band. Again, I think that was just down to we don't want to cram too much space into a game that's supposed to be this size, so it's very MIDI-ish, you know, the
Yes.
musical file style.
From the bad old days.
Yeah. But that's Commander's
Well, I'm
Attack of the
disappointed
Genos.
that we didn't have time to talk about why Final Fantasy IX is the best Final Fantasy. That's two
This is gonna be our running gag.
episodes in a row where we didn't get to talk about that.
We'll put it for next week, and we won't get to it again
Right.
next week.
We're gonna be on episode 100 of this show, and we'll be talking about how Final Fantasy IX is the
Finally,
best Final
finally.
Fantasy.
Well,
make
clearly
it to
it's
100
wrong. The answer is
episodes.
Final Fantasy
We'll
4, but
No, it's 9. Don't ruin it.
right.
You're gonna have to come up with solid arguments. Yeah.
Well, next week we are going to have Deathspank, Thongs of Virtue, so that should be a little bit more entertaining. It'll be certainly more comedical along the way, and a little bit more engaging. It's actually a game. It's an RPG, so we'll have that bit of story. And it's comedic intentionally, so it's supposed to be funny, but I also think that it's comedic in a way that's going to be a little bit awkward. So we should have some fun ripping into it.
With the name Songs of Virtue, I don't know why you would think that. It would be awkward. Why would
Yeah,
you?
the downside is that it is a sequel, and we're going to be coming into it in the sequel. That seems to matter less in video games than other art forms, but it's still going to be disappointing to me.
We're not
Well, thank you
gonna
for
know
joining me.
the tragic backstory of everyone.
Well, I'm sure that they will give us as much as we need to know to actually play the game.
All right. Well, have a good evening. I'll see you next week for Panties of Purity or whatever.
Yeah, it's a chastity belt. It's not. It's so not. Alright, thanks.
Bye.